My name is Kevin Moree. I'm a partner at McKinney, Bancroft, and Hughes, a law firm here in the Bahamas. I also have the pleasure of being the chairman of the board for the Bahamas Financial Services Board, and I've been a director now for the BFSB for 3 years. I think that's really the important question that many people around the world are exploring now. And there are many reasons, but the first reason, and I think one of the, if not the most important reason, is this idea of substance, which is really a key factor around the world, not just the Bahamas. And that's really based on legislation in the Bahamas called the Commercial Entity Substance Requirements Act. And in the Bahamas, if you are a ordinarily resident and domiciled ultimate beneficial owner of a business, then the substance requirements do not actually apply to your business. Also, if you are either an annual resident or a permanent resident, and the core income generating activities of the business are happening in the Bahamas, again, you are not subject to the substance requirements under the Act. And that's important because it's not just the Bahamian legislation, but legislation in all the jurisdictions that have it. The substance requirements test is a qualitative test, and there is a great deal of uncertainty as to what is required to fulfill it. And so where you have an opportunity in the Bahamas to be either ordinarily resident and domiciled, or be a permanent resident or annual resident, and have your core income generating activities here, there's no need to go down that challenging exercise to determine whether or not those substance requirements are being met. Yes, there are. I was just speaking about permanent residency, so maybe I'll start with that. I think it's important to note that the Bahamas does not offer a citizenship by investment program. The permanent residency program does not entitle an individual to a passport or citizenship, but permanent residency. And that is available where there's an investment made in the country, which is often done either by way of the purchase of a residence, and it can also be done by investments into a commercial venture. And while there are certain levels in order to be considered for that, the government does have what they call a fast track for consideration of an application for permanent residency. And that's where the investment is at $1.5 million or greater. So that is certainly one incentive, and that's linked to that's linked to doing business in the Bahamas. Because of the CESRA requirements that I spoke to before, and how it really allows an ultimate beneficial owner to avoid the challenging exercise of determining whether or not substance is being met. There's also another program which is under an act called the Commercial Enterprises Act. And this act is specific to certain industries which are set out in the schedule to that act. But many of those industries include financial services, such as mutual fund administration, reinsurance, captive insurance, and tech industries. And under that act, if the applicant qualifies, the main advantage and the purpose is really to allow the business to get started up as quickly as possible. And there's a threshold of a $250,000 investment. And if the applicant qualifies for this approval, there are benefits with respect to immigration, allowing senior personnel to get on the ground very quickly to set up the business. And it also allows for certain incentives for other work permits that may be necessary for people associated with the business. The answer to that, Gary, I think really hits the nail on the head with respect to the overall value proposition, which is live, work, play. And really the Bahamas embodies that, and particularly for family offices. So in terms of living, there are a number of very good schools. Oftentimes family offices have to take that into consideration for young members of the family. There's a solid infrastructure here. The proximity to the United States is extremely beneficial, and also there are a number of direct flights to numerous places around the world. In terms of work, not only the infrastructure, but the workforce here in the Bahamas is very conducive to financial services associated with what a family office would need. This jurisdiction has focused on financial services for many years, and we've really built up expertise in everything from compliance to fiduciary services, legal services, accountancy services. So these are already built in to the jurisdiction in terms of finding people to provide those services who are competent and experienced. And the play factor, I'm not sure if I have to say too much about that, because the Bahamas is known as being a beautiful archipelago. Not only do we have the sun, sand, and sea, but there are a number of different islands where people can enjoy different experiences. And so there's no shortage of things to do for a family who decided to move here and to really be in the same jurisdiction as their money and assets. Yes, that's often also an attractive point. We're based on the common law system, and our highest court is actually the Privy Council, which is the UK Supreme Court. That's often attractive because it creates some certainty for individuals who may not necessarily be familiar with the Bahamian legal system, but they might very well be familiar with the English legal system. The rule of law in the Bahamas is strong and continues to be. There's certainty, and the judicial system, which is actually currently undergoing a serious modernization, allows for effective dispute resolution. And again, I think it comes down to certainty and reliability, and the legal system in the Bahamas certainly provides that.